Kia ora e hoa. Hello, my friend. Haere mai, come and join us. Have you met Loki before? Loki is a special part of my family. He was an SPCA foster cat. And sometimes he likes a story, and sometimes he'd rather go outside. And it's amazing that he came up to say hello today, because today we have a story about Fudge forever. This is Fudge here, and Fudge is an SPCA puppy. Would you like a story about a puppy? It's super cute. Are you nice and comfy? Well, hopefully Loki will come back and join us. But in the meantime, let's enjoy this story. It was written by John Carr, and the illustrations are by Paula Marta. Chapter 1. Dad had been back home only a few days when the twins launched into Get a Foster campaign. When are you going to ring SPCA? Asked Keysha. We haven't had any foster animals for 6 weeks. Dad smiled. I thought you might be happy just having me home, he said. You could look after me for a change. We're always glad to have a dad lying around the place, said Brodie. It's also nice to have someone who's easier to train. Can we foster a dog this time, please? Yes, added Keysha. Andy was fun, but he couldn't fetch tennis balls. Andy, the guinea pig, was the last animal the family had fostered. He had stayed for 5 weeks before SPCA found a forever home for him. Can you see the guinea pig here? They've had a guinea pig. This time they'd like to have a different animal come to stay with them. A dog. Everyone in the family except Nana loved animals. They had fostered many SPCA animals. Fostering meant that they could enjoy caring for animals when Dad was working at home. Then they could be without an animal when Nana came to look after the twins when Dad was out of town. Nana loved grandchildren more than animals. She was allergic to cats and scared of rats and mice. She thought guinea pigs were too shy. She thought budgies were too noisy. She thought rabbits dug too much and roosters woke her too early. That's why Dad didn't foster animals when Nana came to stay. Every animal the family fostered had different needs. They did enjoy the challenge of meeting those needs. They had fostered playful pups and weepy-eyed kittens with cat flu. They had fostered overweight guinea pigs and nervous rabbits. They once fostered a noisy rooster named Roger. There was also a cockatoo with a sore leg and a rude vocabulary. He said very rude words. The hardest part of fostering animals was the goodbyes when the animals went to their forever homes. Keysha and Brodie never got used to that part. At least they knew that the animals were going to a permanent, safe and loving home. Look at all the animals they've fostered. And the cheeky cockatoo. Brodie tried another tactic. Dad, would you like some fudge? He asked. Dad fell for it. You know I would, he said. Nothing's better than fudge. Because there's a very sweet Fudge at SPCA who needs to be fostered. Dad looked very confused. Brodie passed his tablet with a photograph of the sweet puppy to his father. Look at her eyes, Keysha said. Don't they look sad? Dad clicked. All right, let's look into it, he said. You can look at all the different animals that need fostering on the SPCA website. That's where they found Fudge. Fudge the dog. Chapter 2. Before going to SPCA, Dad reminded Keysha and Brodie how important it was for them to look and listen to what dogs were saying to them. The twins knew that dogs tell you how they are feeling with their bodies and sometimes with sounds. It was really important to pay attention and respect what dogs were telling them. When Dad brought Fudge home, she was very thin. She was nervous of everything and everyone in the world. She was a medium-size, mixed-breed dog, about 6 months old. She had never lived inside a house. She had never been taken for a walk. She had never seen dog toys or had a loving family that properly cared for her. Poor Fudge. Fudge walked through the front door with Dad. She held her ears back, cowered her small bony body, and tucked her tail between her back legs. Keysha and Brodie knew by her body language that she was feeling scared and nervous. When a dog tucks its tail underneath its body, it's not feeling happy. It's feeling scared and nervous. Can you see the tail down here? Poor Fudge. The children took note. They sat on the sofa to give Fudge more space. They knew that now wasn't the right time for them to meet Fudge. She was too nervous to meet anyone else new today. She would meet the twins when she was ready. Dad set up a crate for Fudge in the corner of the lounge. She had her own place to go, her safe spot. The children knew that they were to leave her alone whenever she went there. Fudge went straight into the crate. She curled up as small as she could, and she stayed there for the rest of the day. Can you see what the twins are doing while Fudge is in the cage? Reading books and drawing. Nice quiet things. Chapter 3. The next day, Fudge was a little more relaxed. She gobbled up her breakfast and explored the backyard. Then she decided she was ready to meet the twins. Brodie was first. He was sitting on the sofa when Fudge came towards him. She sniffed his leg. She nudged his hand, meaning she was happy being close to him. Brodie gave her a gentle pat, and her tail began to wag. He stopped to check if she had had enough. She moved closer and jumped up onto the sofa. This was her telling him it was okay and to keep going with those pats. Brodie wanted to yell to Dad and Keysha to come and see, but he didn't want to scare Fudge, so he just sat there happy that Fudge was enjoying being close. Before long, she fell asleep. When Keysha and Dad came in, Fudge woke up. She wagged her tail and looked at Keysha. Keysha patted her leg and called Fudge's name. Fudge immediately ran to Keysha before flopping onto her back for tummy rubs. From then on, the twins carried Fudge's special training treats in their pockets all day, every day. Whenever Fudge did something good, they would reward her with a treat. After a week, being with the twins became the treat Fudge most wanted. Every morning when the twins got out of bed, Fudge would greet them. Her body was soft and wiggly and her ears were up. Her tongue was hanging out of her mouth and her tail was wagging. She'd do the same when they arrived home from school. Can you see her tail up and wagging? She looks so much happier now, doesn't she? Chapter 4. Even though Fudge thought life was all fun and games, that wasn't always the case for Dad and the twins. As Fudge's confidence grew, so did her playful puppy side. Fudge chewed the washing basket. She chewed Dad's jandals. She chewed the deck chair. She dug holes in the garden. She pooped on the doormat. She dragged an entire shrub from the garden through the house. Keysha and Brodie knew that puppies weren't born knowing what is right and wrong. They knew that caring for a puppy takes time and training. They knew it was their job to teach Fudge to grow up being a safe, happy, and well-behaved dog. After 10 weeks, Fudge had come a long way. She had learnt to come when she was called. She had learnt to sit, lie down, wait, drop, and leave. She could walk nicely on a leash without having a game of tug and war with it. Fudge loved to lie between the twins when they watched movies. She played fetch with Keysha. She loved swimming with Brodie, car rides with Dad, and bushwalks with the family. The family knew that Fudge was ready for adoption. She would be perfect for the right person or family. One day, Dad received a call from SPCA to let him know that a couple had asked to adopt Fudge. They wanted to arrange a meet and greet session with Fudge and Dad. When Dad brought Fudge back from the meet and greet, Fudge bounded up to the children. "How did it go?" Keysha asked. Dad smiled. "It went very well. They liked Fudge, but sadly she's not a good fit for their family. She's too small and too young." "At least we get to be with Fudge for a bit longer," said Keysha happily. Dad realised that Fudge had become an important part of the family. "I thought we could drive to Nana's for the weekend and have some fun," he said. "But who will look after Fudge?" asked Brodie. "Don't worry," said Dad. "She's coming with us." Brodie and Keysha both knew that Dad was planning something. What could he be planning? Chapter 5. On the drive to Nana's place, there were stops for Fudge to have a drink and get some exercise. "We don't want her to have too much energy when she meets Nana," he said. "She has to be on her best behaviour." They needn't have worried. On the beach, Fudge was so well behaved that Nana was impressed. When Dad and the twins drove home, Fudge slept. She had behaved perfectly. "Nana is happy to look after Fudge and you two when I go away on my next trip," said Dad. "Does that mean we can adopt Fudge and become her forever family?" asked Keysha. "It sure does," said Dad. "And we can still foster other animals whenever I'm not travelling." "Yay!" the twins shouted. "We've got Fudge forever!" And that's the end of the story. Often when you're a foster family, you give back the animal back to the SPCA after a number of weeks. My family's done that. We've fostered lots of kittens. And then one kitten stayed. Loki, he became our forever fur baby. Maybe if you foster, you might find an animal that you like too. Or you might just look after an animal for a little while and then give it back to the SPCA to find a forever family. If you'd like to find out more about this book and all the others that the SPCA have, you can visit spca.nz. I'll put a link down below so you can find the exact place to find out more about these books. And you can find out more about being a foster family too. In fact, in the back of the book, there's some more information here about being a foster family. It's lots of work, but it's lots of fun. Oh, and come and visit me again soon. I'll find us another good book. And hopefully, Loki might come and visit us again. Ka kite. Goodbye, my friend.